Welcome back, you. Okay, today we're going to be adding a map. That's what this M is for down here. Um, I want to have a map of the local stars, and then I want to be able to zoom out and see the whole uh, cluster of stars. So let's get started. Okay, so we're back, and we've got a little pop-up display here. I just used uh, the same GUI system that we made before, uh, but now it's hollow. So I just added a boolean and said if the boolean said hollow, don't draw the middle. So it's actually a button. If I click it, it'll call a function. Um, and then what I'm going to do uh, is I'm going to put an image behind this frame of the map. The reason why I need to put it behind is because my resolution is pretty low on my GUI. This speeds it up, but it also makes the text rather large where you can read it. That's kind of like, and it makes it look a little more pixelated. So I like the resolution being low on the menus. I don't want to change that, at least not yet. I might have to change it later when I need more information. If I'll have like a menu pop up for a character, maybe I'll have a lot of info about his skills and things, and it might be a little bit too big. I might need to make it smaller, but for now, I think I'm gonna hold on to how it is. And my system just won't support having two different resolutions on the same menu. So that's why it's got to be this way for now. Uh, so we'll be back. I'll be back when we've got the map behind our frame here. Okay, so I'm back and I've got the map rendered here. I actually use the same functions for rendering the stars in the background back here uh, that go by on the different levels um, as I use to render this. Right here it doesn't really look like too much, but each dot is an actual star. It will be eventually a whole solar system with planets and stars, and if it's inhabited, it'll have space stations and ships whizzing around. And each one of them are going to be quite large as well. Um, so, but I'm going to go ahead and add in the zoom in function so we can zoom in and see what star we're on right now. I just had it set us on a random star, so that's why it's kind of off to the side. I think eventually I'll kind of force it to center at the farthest zoom out level. This is what this is. This is the farthest out level. Uh, Also, I need to get some optimizations in place. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. Um, when I click here, it immediately goes, but there's maybe about a half a second delay on the map as it takes about half a second for it to draw this. So I'll need to figure out some optimizations. If I do force it to be centered on this highest level, then I could just store the rendering of the image in the memory, and then I could just display that. Uh, but on the further zoomed in levels, I'm not going to be able to do that because uh, it's going to be a different image depending on where you are in the galaxy or the star cluster. But I'll be back when you can zoom in and see where we are. Okay, we're back. Uh, and here's the map with the plus. I just put the plus text there. I'll probably draw a plus later. It doesn't look very good like this. Like with the menu, I just drew the X because I tried to put it as just the text X and it didn't really look right. And that kind of seems to be the case with the symbols. Oh, I just noticed that's a problem I'm gonna have to deal with. This menu will go over top of the other menu, so the other menu disappears, but the the map behind it is still there, so I'll have to deal with that. Uh, but so let's go ahead and try this out here and zoom in. So that's our star there, and I guess now we need to zoom back out. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back and I zoomed it back in on our star, so now we can zoom out. And yeah, that's like way more dramatic than the zooming in, so I think I'll have it zoom in by default and then zoom out after that. Also, I want to disable our buttons here when you're completely zoomed in. I want it to be disabled, and when you're completely zoomed out, I want it to be disabled. I think I'm going to go ahead and center this now, and I'm going to write a little bit of stuff to try to make this a little bit faster. I'm already doing some stuff, but like I'm gonna save this one, and I'm probably just gonna go ahead and save all the ones as you go in. I'll just dump them when you go to a new star, except for the one that's completely zoomed out, because again that one will be always the same. So anyway, I'll be back in a little bit after I take care of those things. So I'm back. That took a little bit longer than I expected. Uh, I had a vector with an image in it, and I always forget that when you resize a vector, the copy constructor, the default copy constructor, is a little bit dumb. So what it does, what it did is delete my image, and then it copied the pointer. Well, it copied the pointer of my image and then deleted my image. So I ended up having a what is that called? A hanging pointer of my image. So it would get overwritten, and yeah, no good. But I'm back now. I figured it out, and I also went ahead and reduced the amount of zoom per click. So as you can see, it does take a little bit to zoom in the first time, but after that you can zoom in and out pretty quickly. And I went ahead and did what I said about confining it within a particular area. So so yeah, it looks better. What I'm going to do next is going to go ahead and add a random button. So we just click the random button, and it'll take us to a new star, just to kind of test out the different stars. So I'll be back in a minute with that. Okay, I'm back here, and we got our random button. If I press it here, nothing will happen, because it's gonna keep this position locked. But if I zoom in, we'll notice I am on a new star. And I press this new star, and we zoom out. We'll see that I was on a new star. Let's press this a few times until we get something maybe more central into the middle of the cluster, so we can see the density of stars there. Alright, there we go. Let's zoom in here. Let's see what we got. Wow. So that's our star. So the cluster is really huge. I did some testing, and basically a single solar system here is in the game is at one sector across, and it takes about 12 minutes to fly across the sector. At this level of zoom, actually I don't know what exact level of zoom I'm at right now, but at this level, I think a sector should be around 5,000 sectors per pixel. So if you just wanted to fly from one star to another with your just regular engines, you just wouldn't be able to do it. It would take just too long. But you could. I mean, it is possible. As of right now, you can actually fly across the whole uh, cluster. Um, but uh, what I can do is turn up the power of the engines, and we can play with that a little bit and see if we can get to the next star. Um, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead. This is the speed we go normally. It takes a little bit of time to speed up, uh, but you can see the stars in the very background kind of start moving a little bit faster. And this is about max speed. If I keep going a little bit longer, you can get a little bit more speed going, but it doesn't get much faster than this with the regular engines. But I'll turn up the power, and we can take a look and see if we can get to the next star like that. Okay, I'm back here, and I've increased the engine's power by about 100 million times. So we're gonna see how far we can get. The thing is, I'm still not really sure how I want the interstellar travel to work. A lot of these sorts of games will usually have some kind of a portal or something. I don't really want to go with the portal direction. I'd rather go with a Star Trek warp speed type thing. Um, but yeah, I think the distance might just be too much. I mean, I can only increase the power so much before it starts messing with the system, and it won't let you go that fast that quickly, or that far that quickly. Um, so, well, we'll go ahead and test this out with our new engines here. You can see that this star right here is right on the edge. Um, so we'll see where the star is. But I'll try to head in the direction of this guy here. So when we come back, hopefully the star is going to be closer to down here. So here we go. And as you can see at this speed, the ship is flickering over here and there, and now it's completely disappeared. Uh, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Um, let's keep going for a little bit here. Oh, it hasn't completely disappeared. It's up in the corner. It's right up here. Okay, let's take a look and see if we've gotten anywhere. Yeah, you can see it's come down a little bit, and it looks like we're maybe about halfway in between these two stars. Um, so I'm thinking maybe the best way to do it is to have a. See, I'm slowing back down. You can see I've come over here, and I guess now I'm probably back in the center or somewhere. Maybe maybe I have completely disappeared. Oh no, I'm right there. Um, yeah, I'm actually getting pretty close to it right now. I might be a little bit south. Um, I might end up doing this with like sort of an autopilot, but I don't think the engines can be quite this powerful because as you can see, it's messing things up. Um, but I want to have maybe like a hyperdrive. Then you set the destination, and then you turn on the hyperdrive, and then it goes like this for a while, and then you can get there. And during this time, you'll be able to mess with your crew. Maybe if you wanted to build some new systems, or just check, make sure you're up on your supplies, uh, rearrange some things, uh, do whatever, and then you could get there. Maybe you have some aboard here, aboard the hyperdrive, so that you can say, actually, it looks like we made it. But I think, though, as you can see, imagine how long it would take just to get, over here. Uh, so we traveled this distance here. Uh, So here's this distance. Here's this distance. Here's this distance. Here's this distance. Here's the distance. Now you can't even see it anymore. And yeah. So I think it would be impossible to ever get to the other side of the cluster uh, as it is. So I don't know. Maybe I should have some warp gates. Uh, Maybe it could be a combination of both. Maybe you could have this to get to get to nearby stars, but then there's some scattered gates around the cluster that will kind of just take you to random different gates. Like they'll have a sister gate somewhere else in the cluster, and that might be able to help you uh, get from one point to another. But I don't know that there'd necessarily be a point in getting from one point to another. Maybe just getting to the inside or getting to the outside might be enough. I'm not really sure, but I'd like to know what you think. So if you've made it this far into the video, I hope you'll leave me a comment and let me know uh, your opinion. What do you think? Should we have a hyperdrive like this, or should it just be like the Mass Effect style, where the gate will just let you zip to any other star? Uh, so yeah, just let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.